Right, folks, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Terrible Jr. You don't know from the DS Reality TV, and today we're outside with Jhon right? A man that created the history, who swam from Tobago to Trinidad. He did it also with no fins, so we could safely say that he's actually the first person. So he'll give us the history, he will tell us a little more as we go along. You don't know we're outside, so what you say, brother? Good day?
Yeah, man. I just cool. How you doing? Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah,
I just wanted to talk a little bit about my inspiration for doing the swim.
Right.
It came from the legend of the slave called Sandy. That's why they have Sandy Point, named after him. And he was a revolutionary who actually took down the establishment in Tobago in the 1800s, when slavery had just become abolished in Trinidad but was still illegal, was still being practiced in Tobago. He actually led a revolution to put down the planters, and the only reason that the revolution was quashed was because reinforcements were sent from Grenada, and he had to escape by, we guess, swimming. So he's the first person who is supposed to have swum from Tobago to Trinidad, but then we don't have any proof that he actually swam all the way. He might have used a raft, we don't know. And now I decided to use this story as my inspiration to try and make the impossible possible.
So how long now you been swimming?
I've been swimming since I could walk. And that's one of the reasons I swam as well, because one of my personal campaigns is to encourage learn to swim programs nationwide. Every Trinidadian and every Tobagonian should have the opportunity to learn how to swim, because this is a life skill.
Right, and this how much attempts you ever made? You ever make any attempts before?
Oh yeah.
How long you wanted to create this history then? Or to break this record, or to set this record?
This is a dream at least 10 to 15 years in the making. And this was, we attempted it first time in 2022. My good friend William Carr invited me on his team with Patrick Leroy and Roger Watts, and we attempted it, but we were not successful. And that was because we had stormy weather. And then the next year, I had a different approach. I learned from my mistakes. I did it solo, and William Carr was still my support swimmer, although he did not get in the water. He stayed on the boat, and we attempted it with a 2-week weather window to make sure we had better sea conditions.
Right.
And still, I failed, but I got within 7 nautical miles of Toco Point, so it was a massive improvement. And then we learned a lot more because of that, how important the speed of the currents is with relation to how fast you swim. So the third attempt, which was this year, was successful only because we chose one of the very rare weather windows that was available to us. And we waited all summer for this weather window, and finally we got it when the conditions were perfect and the currents were slack, and I was able to make it from Tobago to Trinidad in 24 hours and 20 minutes.
What day that was? What day that was?
That was October the 3rd into October the 4th. And I am now, I'm happy to report, the 51st human being in the history of the world to swim for over 24 hours.
Ooh, so
Yes.
I guess there's a lot of history there here. There's a lot to come. So, as you hear, it was a slave who tried first, who broke away,
That's right.
tried to swim for freedom. Many others try, even him and his team try in 2022. Now 2024 he created. He's also the 51st human being to ever swim for over 24 hours. But tell me this, Tobago, you left Tobago all your life?
Nah, I was born in Trinidad. And when I was educated in Trinidad for primary school. Then I went abroad for secondary school, and I came back home, did a year QRC, and went to school in the States. But then when I finished school, when I finished college, I came back to Tobago. I've been living in Tobago since 1996, so I consider myself an honorary Tobagonian.
Right, so that is it. But where's the message you could send out there? Where's the inspiration,
All right.
you know? What else you does besides that record, that swimming? What else you does?
Well, I'm a PADI scuba diving instructor,
Right.
and dive master. So I teach people how to scuba dive and certify them, and I also take certified divers on underwater adventures and safaris all over Tobago. And of course I swim competitively. I'm a master swimmer. I'm a member of the Tobago Aqua Warriors swim team, who are based in the YMCA pool in Black Rock, Tobago. So shout out to the Tobago Aqua Warriors and our coaches Rochelle Pear and Mosey Denoon, because without them I also wouldn't be able to have done this.
But what was the experience like though, swimming from what part of Tobago did leave?
We left from Scarborough, from the Coast Guard jetty.
Right, from
And,
Scarborough.
I had an excellent team, the Predator team, who guided me. 2 boats, very experienced captains, navigators, who are versed in the sea conditions in the Galleon Passage. And also we used the Windy app to make sure that we knew exactly what the current speeds were. It was through the Windy app that we were able to pinpoint the exact time to go. And the reason I swam overnight is because it was unavoidable. These were the only conditions that would have been suitable for me to have made the swim.
You meet up anything strange out there that was the night?
Well, luckily no. Nothing in the night. In the beginning of the swim, we shone a light on the lead boat, the guide boat, and it was illuminating the whole ocean floor. So I was swimming out past Red Rock and I was seeing everything, big rock formations underneath me as if I was swimming in an aquarium or a swimming pool. And I didn't like this because I started to get the heebie-jeebies.
Right.
So I told the captain, turn off the light, and I used glow sticks to light the hull so that I would have nothing to focus on, just black, just darkness. And when you don't see anything, well, for me, I don't fear anything. I know there's nothing really to fear, but your mind plays tricks on you.
Right.
So that's why I didn't want to see things underneath me, and then it get in the back of your mind and freak you out.
Yeah. So when you create this historic moment in Trinidad and Tobago, did anyone from the government reach out to you, the ministry, any government officials, anybody from any sort of like the award division, anything for recognition?
The only 2 people who reached out to me, well, of course, Watson Duke congratulated me. Right? Watson is a good one. And of course we have a little bit in common now, right? But the only official persons to reach out to me so far have been Anil Roberts, right? And he said some very, very meaningful things about the achievement, and I appreciated that very much. And the other person who reached out to me is Sonny Craig, right here in Tobago.
Right.
And Mr. Sonny Craig has my back, and I'm a patient man, and we'll see what happens next but at this point in time I have been given no official recognition or award, but at the same time I didn't really do it for that. I didn't do it for an award. What I really did it for was to shine a light on my personal campaign, which is to highlight and raise awareness of the devastating impacts of climate change and overfishing and pollution on our ocean. And also, I did this swim to encourage the government and the corporations and the communities of Trinidad and Tobago to come together and promote and support Learn to Swim programs nationwide.
Well, people are hearing it from me boy, so it's a very interesting story. The man himself, Jhon, I hear some calling him super. They're calling him all kind of thing in Tobago. They hear it for yourself. You have scuba diving, underwater, whole heap of things. His campaign is for about global warming. He's an inspiration. Many people has attempted, even the one famous Watson Duke has attempted to swim from Tobago to Trinidad, didn't make it. A lot of people over the years have tried. So this guy here, this year 2024, October the 3rd, has created that record, set that record. It's not his story again, it's historical now. He created the record, as you say. So he will, as we go in more to the interview, we'll divulge more, we'll ask more questions with the man himself right here, Tobago. This is a legend right now. As he said, not recognized by the government. They may not give him the props or the credits or the accolades. But we all know who know, the layman on the ground. As yourself, so my YouTube channel, DS Reality TV. It's a pleasure to have Jhon with this interview. It's very special. It's a while we've been trying to make the connect, get the link to show the man himself, because things like this can't go unknown. And the brother have a good campaign and the message is spreading. And I hope that inspire a lot of youths and the government listen and come forward and motivate more drives and inspiration like this. What you say, Jhon, not so?
Blessed love. You hit the nail on the head right there. Absolutely. And you see, my main aim here is to motivate and to inspire people who don't believe that they can do things that are said to be impossible. And I'm just letting you all out there know that, it doesn't mean that you'll get through just because you try hard. And it doesn't mean that you'll get through just because you keep showing up. But eventually, if you keep trying hard and you keep showing up and you believe in yourself, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And I am glad that I have provided some degree of inspiration to all of you out there. And I hope that when things become difficult in your life and you need a little bit of extra motivation, you can think about getting in the Johnny zone. All right?
Yeah, and what it is, what you could advise anybody who want to, what you could advise the people or any youth who have the inspiration or the motivation that want to make that shot then, or to have that mindset. Was it a training process? You have to train. If it's a fitness,
Yeah.
if you have to premeditate, if you have to what you know,
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of discipline and commitment over a long period of time, because I had to get myself into very good physical condition. And so that means a lot of early morning wake-ups, a lot of 4:20 wake-ups, 5 o'clock in the pool for early morning training, long swims.
oh wait,
in the
hold
sea.
on. So you train in a pool.
Oh yes.
Oh,
I do not train in the sea.
Oh.
It's too dangerous to train in the sea, because the amount of time that I would be spending training in the sea, I would have to have a boat with me.
Oh.
Because if I have a swim buoy, it's not enough to guarantee my safety with boats. Because my friend, another swimmer who was planning on joining me for the big swim from Tobago to Trinidad,
Yeah.
actually got run over by a boat in Charlottesville in Manoa Bay
Ooh.
a couple of months before the attempt last year. Yeah, and he was unable to swim because of his injuries, and has taken a whole year to recuperate and recover. You see, so it's and also when you're swimming in salt water, the salt water is denser than fresh water,
Right.
so it keeps you floating more easily, whereas fresh water you're more likely to sink. So when you're trained to swim in fresh water, it means that when you reach the salt water,
There's a
now,
master.
yes, it's
Because
much easier.
yeah, it's easier because you're accustomed sinking, so
Yeah.
you float with the intensity.
And also, we busy people.
Yeah.
I have 5 jobs, so I don't
What?
have. Yeah.
You hear that,
right.
people? You hearing that?
Because,
You hearing that?
Yes, I also represent the Tobago Lionfish Eradication Project.
Right.
So in addition to that, I do a sustainable seafood business.
Right.
Where I sell lobster and
Well,
lionfish.
tell the people how they can get it, man. You have a number, your Instagram,
Absolutely.
Facebook. Tell
Here
them how
we're
to
going
find
on.
you,
I
man.
am not on social media.
Right.
But you can call me or WhatsApp me at 377-7908 if you're interested in sustainably caught seafood or lionfish.
Say it again for them.
377-7908.
Right. So if you're interested in that one, and you have 4 others.
That's right.
So what's
That's
the
right.
others like?
So I do sustainable seafood, I do lionfish eradication project for Tobago, and I'm a PADI scuba diving instructor, and I freelance, and I also a PADI dive leader. So I
What?
do tours. And then of course, let's not forget my hull cleaning work. I go underneath boats with scuba diving equipment, and I scrape the barnacles off of the hulls of boats,
Right.
so that the owners wouldn't have to spend so much money in fuel.
Right.
So I keep myself busy. So because of that, I don't have time to train a lot.
Right.
So I have to make sure and be disciplined enough to go to every training session, wake up
Right.
early in the morning, get to bed early at night, eat properly, drink a lot of water, and live a healthy, clean, productive life in general. But I'll tell you what, all of the physical preparations was not what made me able to do the swim. It was having the correct crew on the boat, a knowledgeable captain and navigator, and using the Windy app to our success, which was of course being able to make sure that the app is accurate in the real galleon passage and wait for the right moment to strike. So
Right.
it was a whole combination.
Yeah. It's
Based
time.
on a lot of intelligence
Yeah.
and info, so I think that's why it took 3 attempts.
Because safety first.
Of course,
I mean, the
always,
waters
always.
throughout Trinidad to Tobago is rough. The water's sharp. If you're coming up on the boat, when you reach certain miles off at Tobago into Trinidad, you could see the water different, the current different.
Yeah, and the galleon passage is a small passage.
That's right.
The big Atlantic Ocean squeeze in between this small passage between Trinidad and Tobago. And the
Right.
deep Atlantic Ocean coming into this shallow gorge between Trinidad and Tobago. That's why it's so notoriously difficult to swim it if the currents are running the way they normally are. It's 4 days of the year. Sometimes 3 days of the year we get the kind of conditions that I got to swim it.
Oh, so you've been timing the
Yes.
current.
So really, even though I was physically prepared, what it was as well is the preparation in terms of the intelligence, knowing
team behind it, knowing the current.
knowing all of the in conditions,
the wind
and how to read
altitude,
them, the
wind.
wind, the navigational points, the trajectory, but most importantly the speed and the direction of the currents.
Well, that is it, people. You hear it for yourself from the man himself, super. Tell the people how to find you, so you could basically say all your life here is sea.
See, right through.
And you still do a lot of jobs so far. So when people in Tobago, you want barnacle scrape off your boat, you want your hulls lighten up, you want to get that scuba diving experience, you want to go on a tour,
Yeah.
just link up the man, just tell them your number once more.
Right, 377-7908. And don't forget that tasty lionfish. Lionfish is the most successful invasive alien species known to humankind, but they taste great.
Right?
So we go eat them out here in Tobago.
But for the people who were frightened and say about the lionfish have a poison or it have a spear or something, what you could tell them about, you could educate them about that.
The lionfish is not poisonous, everybody. The lionfish is venomous. Now, venom injects and poison ingests. That's an easy way to remember the difference. When you have poison, you have to eat it or drink it, and that is when it is harmful. But lionfish have venom, which is completely harmless if you eat it or drink it.
Oh.
But it doesn't even matter anyway, because the venom is not in the meat of the fish. It is in the spines. And the first thing that we do as processors is clip the spines off the lionfish with a pair of garden shears. It's really easy to do. There's nothing detailed or skillful in it. And there's no care that has to be given in preparing the fish, because it is not poisonous. It is not harmful to consume. You're 100% safe, guaranteed.
So for the people who think the lionfish is poisonous, it's not poisonous, it's venomous.
That's right.
Lesson of the day, you know your boy Terrible Junior. We always have education on the vlog, the DS Reality TV. My boy Super Brother, thanks for coming.
Yes, man.
It's
Bless
a
you,
pleasure.
love.
It's
Bless you,
an
love.
honor. I mean, this morning when I call you, tell me they invite you to a seminar for the lionfish thing.
Yes.
You're going and deal with that, the
That's
two
right.
meetings. It's a pleasure, brother.
Yes, man.
We love this interview. I will leave his link in the description down below. Don't forget, it's your boy Terrible Junior. We outside the Tobago edition. Please like, share, and subscribe. Historical, super Terrible
Right.
Junior.
Yeah,
We
man.
outside.
Bless
Bang
you,
it.
love.
Yeah, man. So, well, yes, folks, you get it for yourself from the man, Jhon. You don't know. History in the making. Historical here. That interview was nice. The man say you have 5 jobs. You know, your time is busy. It's a pleasure. I've been looking for this interview, calling and contact for the longest while, people. Please support Strictly Local. The man is historical. You know your boy Terrible Junior. I like to share history on my channel. When you're rich, please like, share, and subscribe to DS Reality TV. Jhon Pookman, you don't know the man himself who created that history and set that record within Trinidad and Tobago. So we outside is your boy Terrible Junior. We outside Tobago, holding our joy, holding our vibes, linking, seeing what the man's saying, what the people saying. So now link with Jhon to get that interview. That interview was big and proper. It's a while I've been waiting, and finally we get it. So I'll leave his links in the description, everything, people. Until, it's your boy Terrible Junior. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, another excited one. If you want to know, history is history. Alright, you're done. Bang it.